Hey, it is 10:40. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the session. It's called Empowering Education with Class Dojo. I hope you're ready to learn and ready to ask questions. I'm not an expert, but I've been using Class Dojo since pandemic, which has been tons of years already if you think about it. Right. So I'm so happy to have all of you here. I do have some members from my campus, so some of the things may say will be things that I already know because last year we implement ClassDojo better than ever. So I hope I'm able to share those ideas with you and share how I use my ClassDojo in my classroom as well, not only in my campus. And let's start. Just to be sure, if you can use the react from your team's chat, which is are these emojis, the clapping and everything, please let me know who has used ClassDojo from all my audience, from my 16 people here. Like react, like thumbs up if you have, or sad face if you haven't. So Maria Bueno says she has. Perfect. Thank you, Maria. Okay, Yvonne Sanchez, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I guess everybody else, they have not used it at all. So let's begin. And I'm so excited to show you this because it's so teacher friendly. Lisa Rodriguez says say yes. Thank you, Lisa. Uh, Denise Sarauza también. Perfect, perfect. Okay, perfect. Everybody else, you're going to love it. And if you're from middle school or high school, other grade levels that is not elementary, you are going to like it too. I think it's a tool that you can use with everyone. Okay, so very teacher friendly, which I really appreciate. Sometimes our days are already full of items that we need to comprehend and process for us to add in one more thing. So hopefully these help you out. Okay, so for those that don't know me, my name is Eira Munoz Garza. When I became an American citizen, I kept my Mexican name, which I love. It's very long, but I really like it. If you try to find me here in PSJA, I'm as Eira.Garza at PSJA. If you have any questions or later on you would like any um, resource or material that I mentioned here and I didn't provide it, just let me know. Feel free to reach out. I will happily help you out. So let's begin. So we're going to be doing empowering education with Class Dojo, right? And just today, we will share how using new features in Class Dojo help me engage communication, promote collaboration, and support safe strategies in my classroom. As a reminder, guys, we're in a virtual session, so please use the restroom as you need to, or any breaks that you need to do. Session will be recorded as soon as you walk in. You notice you got a message, a notification telling you that it's being recorded, and all materials will be available afterwards. Please help me out with a quick poll. We're going to be doing two at the beginning. Take notes or screenshots as you want. Ask as many questions. I have the chat ready. Valentin is ready to help me out. Um, and let's reflect together. How can we use ClassDojo in our future classrooms, like starting Monday, right? Getting ready for our students. Okay. So okay, perfect. My first poll will be this one right here. Okay, if you can scan it, please. And it's what's your biggest challenge integrating technology like Class Dojo? And now to presentation mode right now. Sorry, guys. Yes. So if you can scan it, let me put the code in the chat right there. In case you cannot scan QR code, you can use it there. If you can please. I have nobody responded yet. Oh, there you go. And I'm gonna be sharing this one. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to integrating technology like ClassDojo in your teaching practice? So some people it's getting around, having access, um, classroom, Parent participation. Okay, okay. I read you guys. I read you, right? Seeing in action. Okay. Getting all parents around. Parent connection. Okay, got it, got it. Okay. Getting our parents connected. Okay, so I see. Okay, parent and teacher. Okay, perfect. Parent teacher access. Okay. The new features, okay, it's challenging. I had a friend who find it very challenging to do the points, for example, the point system, right? She will use it very well for she will use it very well for the parents, but it will be hard for her for the points. Access is being a main one, like having access to it. Okay, perfect. And my next question will be, and I just want to get a quick view of it. It will be, what's the biggest challenge to, sorry, my question will be, how much have you used it? And I put this question wrong, sorry about that. Let me put it in the chat very quickly. I promise I'm not nervous. Let me see. So it's just more like a more or less, like just for me to have an idea. Here's my other one, my next question. How often do you use ClassDojo? That's my next question. How often do you use ClassDojo? That will be my next question. How often do you use ClassDojo? Okay. Uh, D, I use several of the new features. I only use it to give away points. I use it for points and parent communication. I never used it before. So right now, I have a lot of people saying that they have used it they have used the new settings, which is great. I'm so happy. Yes. Okay, perfect. So let me Okay, so once, for those of you that have no idea what ClassDojo is a platform, it's a website created for teachers. I use it to promote after-school programs. Very good. Yes, it's a social media platform safe to use with our parents. And it's actually being approved by our district, PSJA. Other districts use it as well. So at this platform, if you notice in their main screen, it is a free platform that you can use. It's free access, and it can be used by teacher, parents, students, school leaders, and district leaders. Actually, those are the two new things that are added. We're not going to talk about the school or district leaders. We're going to be more about the teacher, student point of view, and a little bit of the parents. Okay, so we're going to be concentrating on that. If you would like to sign in, which is again completely free, you can do it through their main website, which is classdojo.com, and then you can sign up first or log in. I use my school credentials to log in. I use my school email to log in. That's the one I choose. But if you want to use a private one, it's your choice, right? And if you have any questions, now, what are the benefits that I see? So the benefits that I see on this platform is that teacher gets real time behavior tracking, clear documentation, streamlined communication, and time-saving tools and templates. And I will show you right now. Also, the student gets clear explanation and rewards, ownership of the behavior, digital portfolios, and encourage positive reinforcement. And then for parents, it will be our parents and family will be the real-time updates on behavior, easy two-way communication, and greater involvement in learning journey. For those of you that talk about how parents are not using ClassDojo, A big thing that it helped in our campus, and I think it's something we all agree on, was no using any other form of communication. There was no Class Dojo. If you, because I was one of those teachers that will give my private phone, my cell phone to parents, and that's how I will communicate with them. But if you are like, you know what, I'm not gonna be, that's my advice to you. And it happened to our whole campus. Most of our teachers, I'm not gonna say 100% of our, right? But most of our teachers only exclusively use Class Dojo to communicate with parents. So by the time they get with you, they already know that if they want to talk to you, they either have Class Dojo or call you in the office during your conference hours. So that make a huge difference. No providing your private number, that's one. And two, be sure that you are like just here. And I was sending those notifications of how to join, because you can print out those notifications as often and in many, many languages that you want. So if you have parents who speak French, Spanish, Italian, English, they will have it ready for you on that language for them to do it. And something that really called their attention was that I will tell them with that code, you can have as many family members in ClassDojo as they please to make them join. So I sometimes have students who Tio, tia, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, stepdad, stepmom, we're all together with the code participating in Class Dojo. So you have all this, and you can convince them through that. Yeah, somebody was all amazed about it. Yes, and you just make it happen because it takes a village, guys. When they say it, it does take a village. So this child was like pick up different people at the same time. So on different days. So I needed to communicate with everybody. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. So I highly recommend it. That's my suggestion for that part of the parents trying to log in. And then my students, and another thing that helped me out a lot, it was me showing the students all the pictures that I will upload in the story, in the class story. And look, I shared this, guys, and I shared this. And they're like, oh, my mom hasn't seen any of my pictures. They go, has your mom used Class Dojo? And they're like, no, she doesn't. Or she changed her phone. Usually those are the ones that I get. She changed her phone and she doesn't want to join. I said, well, then she's not going to be able to see all these wonderful pictures and things like that. You know what? So that's how we've been trying to convince the students and also trying to convince the parents to join, right? Being active in my class. Now, the things that I use in my classroom the most, these are my 5 go-to that I always use. Not all of them are new. So the ones that you already know, guys, is the or been there forever, is the randomizer, which is a cold calling. We have the group maker, the attendance, and the point system. And I am going to talk about all of this. For the ones that is new and I really, really like is the chats. Okay, and talking about parents, right? So new things that ClassDojo has, and I will show you right now. I will stop sharing my presentation and show you right in live action. Is we have a class chat where you can cancel parent participation, where they just receive information. Okay, something new that I learned is, and I will show you right now, if you send a notification through the class story, parents would not get it, especially if they have more than 2 children on campus using Class Dojo. But if you send it in the chat, parents will start getting the notifications. So you want to use the chat to send all your notes. And I like it too because the chat lets you know, the same as the Class Dojo, as the class story, which parents already saw your message. So you would save it as a documentation saying, you know what, I shared this information and it shows here that you already saw it, or whoever has this device with this account saw this, right? Now you have the individual chats, which are since the beginning, but now they have kind of like WhatsApp style or Teams where you can create your new groups. And I misspell groups, I'm sorry. You can create your new groups, guys. So you can make your own groups. So it helped me a lot when I was in 4th grade because I will be like Telpas, um, museum, or permission slip missing, or like if you're in this group, your child's missing a permission slip for this field trip, be sure you submit it by this time. Or if you're in this group, your child will be taking telpas for reading this date. If you are in this group, so it was like a game changer. I don't know how to explain it because back then it was very confusing because you will put in the chat and then you will have the EBs and the non-EBs, or just to give an example with Telpas, right? Or you wanted to share a specific information to specific parents and you couldn't, because then you have to share with everybody or be individualized, right? Like, oh, only one person at a time. I'm gonna be telling them. Okay. I have Maria wanna say, and I use it a lot for parent communication and student points. Now I don't use it, but would like to implement it again. I'm so happy. Yes, please do so. You're gonna see how it works. Okay, so those are the chats, right? That's my favorite of the new things. And another new thing they have that I have not tried, but one of the pre-K teachers told me, one of the kinder teachers told me they have something called events. So you can put an agenda events where they're gonna see a calendar and they're gonna see what events are coming up, and then you can put what things do you need, and parents can sign up for it. Like if you need plates, cupcakes, I don't know. For elementary, it will be more like parties, right? Or that we do at the end of the year, or for Christmas, or for Easter. Those are it looks so good and easy to use compared to sharing a Google sheet, or parents letting you know who will grab what, or sending notes. It was really very interesting. For attendance, I use it for backup. Yes, I know we here in PSJA, we post attendance daily and we do it once at a specific time. But then sometimes you have those students that arrive late. So I was able to put whether the student was late or absent, and it will be my backup, because when we do the rewards at the end of the year for perfect attendance, or we do it every 6 weeks, it helps us a lot because you always have that situation. We're all humans and make mistakes, where maybe this child came in late and they didn't sign them in. And my students will let me know that they were not activated, because when you mark somebody absent, their icons cannot gain points. So that's something they're looking forward, right? The group maker, the part that I like the most, and I will show it on too, is the don't group together. So you can, from your class, you can tell the system, you know what, I want to make groups of 3, but I don't want Valentin with Eira, right? I don't want them together because they won't finish work, right? Or I don't want them together because they will argue all the time. And right, Valentin? Well, we won't argue, Valentin. I know we want. We would just won't stop talking. At least me. And then the random is the cold calling, the one that they tell you for SIF, like call somebody random. And the kids really like it because they see really there is no you choosing always. And the system always choose somebody new, and only people who's present. So if you did your attendance, it will only cover people who's present that day. It won't be like, oh, this child is not here, this child is not here. That's why attendance is so important, right? Now, so let's begin. So point system, let me stop sharing this. Let's start with the points. So last year, I'm sorry, my school created a committee that it was called Behavior Committee. And the behavior committee came out with a point system. That means that they were the ones who told all the teachers on my campus what are the things they're gonna count. So if you notice, the ones that were campus related were the cafeteria, the class attendance, the daily attendance. So basically, if you're present, you get a point. But if the whole class is present, you get 2 points. The daily conduct, which it was given by coaches, science teacher, hall monitors, custodians that can tell me how we behavior. And then we start adding little by little, right? So we have the kindness, the lectura. The lectura was more like, for me, library, the librarian was using it. And then they also came out with the system on how to remove the points, which is absent, absent from special forces, they mean cafeteria disruption, computer no longer charge, hallway misconduct, misbehavior, off task, playground misconduct, and teacher. Now, the thing that a lot of teachers are worried about, and let me already close this and start sharing my ClassDojo screen so you can see live action, right? See. There you go. Right here. So now you are able to see my ClassDojo website. So this is how it looks. You create your classes. So today I create Empowering Education right here for us to use today. Now, so let's talk about the little things that we were talking about. So the point system. A lot of us don't want to show the parents the negative points that the students get. So when you are creating your points, the system gives you ones automatically. They say helping others, on task, participating. You can create new ones and need support. So I'm gonna put it with this one right here. I'm gonna use what they're saying of task, and it's gonna weigh 2 points safe, right? So once you go here, guys, you go to settings. If you notice here, choose which points you would like families to see. So if you want to be your campus, my campus, make the selection. The behavior committee select only to show positive points to parents. You can tell them to show all, or you can show them no points, because you want the points just to be for you and your students. That's it. But our campus say only positive points. So the parents were getting notifications all the time saying, oh, you know what? Maria was on task today. Maria was helping. Maria participated. Maria was kind of absent, present. And then they start getting all these wonderful points, especially for your students that are very active, that they talk a lot, or they struggle to stay focused. So this is something that it will not be only just withdrawing. You always deposit it for parents, right? Of course, in the other side, the parents, you can do as a teacher giving points. So for example, to one, I'm going to give him 1 point. And I don't know if you were able to hear that. Valentin, can you hear the point when you access, when you earn it? Oh, somebody tell me yes or no. Because I need to put it on my settings and things when sharing. Because that's very important. You start making the students, no, you cannot hear it. Okay, there you go, sure sound. So every time, thank you so much for whoever answered. Every time students are on point, now, were you able, ding, right, a little bell. If you have the window of ClassDojo open and your screen and your main computer that the students have access to see when you're projecting the lessons, thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear it. Students, you should see how different they react when they hear that sound. They're like, oh, wait, she's giving points. And you can have this tab open in your computer and your desktop where they can hear it, but you can be giving points through your iPad, because I know we do have iPads in our district, or you can be giving them points through your phone, because I will be doing that. I will be giving my iPad. I was a fourth grade teacher last year, so I will give my iPad to my assistant, and he will be giving a couple points. He was just able to give points for participation. So if somebody participate, I will be my thing to say was like, thank you for participating. So he knew that man gave him a point. You know what I mean? And then in my phone, I was having my class dojo as well, which you don't have to. This is me being extra. In my phone, I was having the class dojo and I was adding and taking away points. And the taking away points sounds like this. And that one make a reaction. And I know you don't believe me, but I promise you guys, they will be like standing up, sitting up straight, staying quiet, and they will be like, shh, wait, she's taking away points. You know, it was very exciting how sound was a mark that will make a difference, right? So it was really, really good. And then I like that part where you can create your own rules based on your expectations if you're not having a behavior group like we did last year. And then also what are the consequences, and making that choice of whether just share the positive, share all things like positives and negatives, or no points at all. I think it's very important. Any questions about the point system? So far, so good. So I can jump in the next one. Chats. These are the chats, boys. I was about to say boys and girls. These are the chats. So if you notice, I have a main chat here where I can be posting all the things, right? I can be posting, and I have my settings here in the three dots, right? And I can mute it or unmute it, right? And then I have the class chat. This is the one parents can answer to you. And it was a learning curve because I did not deactivate this chat, the class chat. If you notice, this one has the announcement speaker right there, the green one, and this one has a picture that I upload. This was a learning curve because if you don't cancel this chat, parents can post through it. So parents can be posting things like, and I learned it because I had a parent who had a concern about a substitute we had, and this parent posted in the class, and everybody saw it, right? And sometimes to avoid misunderstanding of situations, you may or may not want to, depends how clear you are, mute the chat, right? So you can close the group or leave the group. But you don't want to leave because you want to know what is the whole chisme, right? But you can close the group if you're not prepared, mentally prepared to have all parents participating together, you know? For those of you that don't have friends in Mexico, they're teachers. When pandemic, teachers in Mexico and they didn't have access to any of these, right? So they will use WhatsApp, and you should see the rules of the group chats. They will put, I don't know if any of you had the chance. This chat, we need to be respectful to each other. And this chat to parents, because things will get out of control, right? At the end, humans, right? We all humans. So yes, and then so it's your choice. I wasn't prepared, mentally prepared to have this chat open with my parents and I interacting each other like that. So I closed it. I was just using the one where I will send the announcements. And again, guys, you want to use this one the most because parents get notifications of this. They don't get notifications from the class story right here. And making that jump, and another thing in the chats, if you notice right here, we have a pencil with a notebook. That's when you create the chat. So let's say I only want my student, you want only a student 1 and 2 because they haven't joined. I don't have any students joining. You just want a student 1 and 2 in that chat because there was an incident and you want to report with parents, you can make that. You can create your new message. I use it for telpas, I use it for star tests, I use it for benchmarking, I use it for field trips, and I use it for permission slips or notes sent to the nurse. Like if you're in this chat, because in fourth grade, girls have a special meetings with the nurse. So I will be just creating a group chat with the girls and saying, if you're in this chat, it means you have a daughter in my classroom and she's been invited to talk to the nurse about this. You please submit permission slip at this time. That's how I will use it. Now, let's go to the class story. So in the class story, you usually post photos and videos or files. You can also upload the homework. So in that way, they're not saying, oh, I lost the paper or the story of the week. You can upload those. But the one I used this year, which I thought was new and it was really cool, was the event. Now we have a calendar in Class Dojo. You type your event, so you can put right here, first day of school. First day of school, you describe it, use magic school for this, do the description, you put the day and the time, and then here are the sign-ups. These are the ones that I was telling you that was like, mind blowing, because I didn't know what he meant, right? So you start putting what do you want for it, right? So it's potato, and then what are the things? How many do you need? So for example, pizza, and then you need 6 pizzas, right? And you create it, and there they are. Woo! And parents can select it, right? Like, oh, I will bring a pizza, right? This, and then save the spot, like Maria is gonna bring the pizza, right? And then save the spot, right? And then they start telling them and they can see all the publications. If you ever struggle for parties or anything that you want students to bring for the science lab or an experiment or an event or something, this is the solution. And you can tell the system to remind the parents as soon as you post it, 5 days before the event, a day before the event, and an hour before the event. So they know when to bring it. And you can put up whatever, and you can add more things. So for example, jugos, right? How many jugos do you need? Well, no, I just need 4. And you add it. And then they start signing up. What do they want, right? So let's see. Valentin is bringing those. right? And then you save the post. There you go. And it says there, Valentin is bringing them. So that this to me was like something else. Like to me was very important. And then the parents can go to the calendar and they can see the events. They see what week do they have and everything. If you're a really organized person and you already know what's coming up, like you're on top of it. I'm not. I'm very like all over the place. Please never give me an agenda. I may use 10 pages and then never use it again. But I'm trying to be better. This is for you. This is for my organizers, special agendas people. You're gonna love this. Um, this part right here, right? What else? We talk about the chats. Let me see. We talk about the points. Dun, 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 dun. And say midway. Only 30 minutes left. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we talk about the attendance, guys. Okay, so I'm missing attendance, random, and group maker. Let's do that one very quickly. I know we can. I know we can. I know we can. Okay, so attendance, what I like about Class Dojo, it's very student friendly too. If you have high function students that you think they can handle these, which my students were able in fourth grade, highly recommended. If you are somebody who gives jobs to their students in the classroom, like I do, this is a perfect job opportunity, the attendance. You first choose somebody with good attendance, right? And then this person will be marking the attendance for you. And then they have different options, which is absent, late, left early, and it's present, right? You can also mark all of them absent, all of them present, and you save. Why is it important? Because when you go to options and view reports, you can get an attendance report and it will tell you so and so were absent this day, so and so were absent this day, and you can go by the week or the last week. And this is where I was talking to you. That is documentation in case you have parents or students who say they're present and maybe they were late or absent, especially if you're doing grades or events or things like that. So it will let you know. Really recommend it. It helped me many times. When they tell you keep documentation, it doesn't have to be paper, guys. We can go paperless, and this is a great way to do attendance records. I highly recommend it. Helps a lot, and it also lets you know what is the 100% of them, right? And you also get a report, in case you didn't know, it gives you a report of the points the student gets, right? So if you have a conference with a parent, you can bring these reports and say, look, I'm calling you because I'm concerned for the past time, for this month, I noticed your son or daughter has been doing this, but we go back to last month, he had 100% positive points. And he called my attention. Can you let me know if there's anything happening? So it's also all the time, right? In my campus, we did it every 6 weeks and then we deleted it. And I'm going to show you why. Let me just be sure you can see my screen where I'm showing it. Yes. So let's go. Let me show you here. Perfect. So we did the points, and this is the store that we had. Sorry for covering my students' faces. But if you notice here in the background, we were full of toys, candies, snacks, the rules of Class Dojo and how much the points were. This ones I decided in Canva, decorations, and it was the whole room full of items that our principal and our behavior committee were collecting between donations, fundraising, and everything. I don't know if you can see here in the back the bicycles. They have bicycles and then they have skateboards, and one of the behavior communities, her name is Beatriz Gonzalez. She will find a debit card that you guys, there's tons designs on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is the one I found, but Beatriz Gonzalez created her own. And basically, you put the name of the child, the expiration date, which is the last day of school or the last day you want to do it. And the students will go, once the 6 weeks were over, they will go get uh, and get whatever points they make. Usually they were around 100, 120 they were getting, or they could save them for the next 6 weeks in case, because the bicycles were like 1,000 points, I think. And they can earn points throughout the whole school, like computer lab, hallways, principal visits, AP's visits, anything, right? Teachers, cafeteria, custodians, counselors. Everybody was involved giving points to those students. And they were able to get the rewards every 6 weeks. Now, and if you see their little baggies, those are the things they got. And if you see students with no bags, like for example, this student right here, he only got one thing the 6 weeks, and he decided to save the money. So you're teaching them also financial literacy, because you're talking about deposits, you're talking about withdrawals, and you're talking about savings. Very cool thing. Ms. Gonzalez and I, we were using that system inside our classrooms, using donor choose to get our prizes. And our principal really liked Ms. Gonzalez's initiative, and she made it campus-wide. And that's when the behavior committee took over of it. Really cool idea, makes everybody participate, all the kids to get it. And then it gets very competitive, and they really like it. And then they use fourth graders and fifth graders to do the calculations, but they're not real debit cards, right? So in the back, they have like a balance section, and they will be like, okay, so you got that for 2 points, plus the chicles for three, the chips for one. In total, you're spending so many points, and you got 100. So you have a balance of 30. So upper grade students were the ones taking care of making the balances at the end. Teachers will collect, or bankers, in my case, in my classroom, I had a banker who will collect the debit cards and hold them for the next 6 weeks, and add the new points they will get. So that was one. And then let me go back. Let me see. So right here, when you go to options, you can go to edit class, right? Or here, reset class points. Most of the things are here, guys. Reset the class points, and you can reset the whole class or in a specific student. One time we had a student who was not following the rules for AR. So we were part of the consequences was deleting their points. So, and then you reset the points. And if you notice, all the points got reset, all of them. But the system that I choose the expectations that I have is still there for me to use, right? Now I'm gonna stop presenting, and I'm gonna thank everybody for being here, and I'm gonna open it for questions or suggestions or anything that you need from me. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. Gracias. So let me get questions, answer questions and everything, or is anything you want me to go over again? Because I know I talk very fast. So please let me know. I don't get offended. It's something that characterizes me all the time. So it's any questions, any suggestions? Patty, do you want to share how did it go in second grade with yes, I can put the class dojo again. Says, could you please go over the random feature? Yes, let me do that. Sorry, I didn't do it. I'm very sorry. Let's do it. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. Coming. There you go. Yes, you can see it. So the random right here on the bottom. So you go to random, and it will select one of the students that is present. So if you notice, it selected one. So one will go to the front and read or participate. If one is absent, I'm going to do the attendance and save it. And I'm going to choose a random. So if you notice, it was between 2 and 3 only, because one is absent. So they will not select them, right? That's the random, and I didn't do the grouping. So groups, you go to here where it says to kid, and you go to group maker. Now you can make groups of 2 pairs, 3s, 4, 5s, or 6 or more. If you have a bigger class, I would recommend this for the coaches or music teacher or librarian, right? And then do not group together. So I would tell you, you know what? 3 and 2 cannot be grouped together. They can't. They cannot. So when I make the groups, they already know that 3 and 2 cannot be together. Okay, so when I go back, let me make one present so we can so we can show it. So when I do the group making, I again gonna put right here, 2 and 3 cannot be together. It already says. I go back and I say I want pairs, And if you notice, 2 and 1 are together and 3 are it's by itself, because the system already knows that 2 and 3 don't get along. You have a limited of how many people can all be together. So if you have one of those magical classes where everybody it looks like they have to be by themselves, I'm very sorry, guys. You're gonna have to choose your battles. I think you can create 4 groups so it cannot be together. So just to let you know, okay? Which is one of my favorites too, because sometimes by grouping they think you're choosing the same people together, and the chat and the randomized situation helps the students believe that it's not targeting them or choosing them and selecting them. I really like it. Very discreet way to do it. Yes, Patty said it was an excellent communication too, and it is highly recommended. I think what it makes a big difference is you not use setting your foot down and saying, I'm not going to use any other way of communication but these. But if you use it, I will share with you pictures, videos, points. Your child will get this. You know what I mean? Automatic feedback, because some of us have the opportunity, right? So highly recommended. Any other thing that I did not go over, guys? And you can create as many classes you want, as many classrooms you need. So you can create, like if you're in UIL, if you are Battle of the Books, if you are art club, and your teachers, your friend teachers, if you notice, can share classrooms with you. So you can help them posting things too, because sometimes, I don't know, we have so many things. Like right now, I have friends who've been posting for me because I forgot or I'm busy, so they're posting the notifications for me too. The 30, yes, let me go back to here. So if you're late, it's gonna be here in attendance, and it's marked by colors. So you click on the blue, on the green color here, on the student color, and green means present, red means absent, yellow means 30, and yellow and green means left early. Yes? And you're gonna notice right away, because if they're 30 and I save the attendance, you see how the student can still get points? There you go. But if the student leaves early, which is a half and half, you notice how his egg came like dull color. That means I cannot give, if I give the class participating points, that person did not get it because he left early. One left early for the day. Yeah, anytime, anytime. Thank you, Yvonne, for asking. Any other questions or any other things? I really like it. The one I'm gonna try to use this year is the Dojo Island, which is video games. I'm not sure how it works yet or homework wise, but I'm gonna try really, really to go into it this year, because it's a new feature that started yesterday, right? So it's something for the students. So it will be like a free time kind of thing. The one I really, really used last year, and it was a new feature, was the calendar. Like I loved it because it helped me be more organized since I'm not an organized person. And then the photos and videos are usual. I prefer taking photos and videos with my iPad because uploading is as easy as uploading from your phone, if I have to say it. From the computer, I think it's more challenging because it's the same thing. Like if you open Instagram in your computer, it's easier for you to upload pictures from your phone and Instagram than it is from your computer. So if you have access to an iPad on your campus, I highly recommend to use the iPad instead of the desktop or laptop. But you can still use it, still access for both of them. And I will recommend for your points, it will be based on your rules and your classroom rules or your campus. Depends how you guys decide to do it. Try it as a campus. It makes a big difference. Huge difference. Huge, huge difference. Any other questions? Yes, no. The toolkit, just to go over the noisemaker. Oof, another good one. So the noisemaker, I'm gonna allow it this time. So the noisemaker, it tells it has different sensitivities, and then if you're making group work, you can start letting them know whether they're speaking very loud or they're speaking softly, right? How it depends how sensitive you have them. Very, very cool tool as well. And then they also have in the toolkit, they also have the group maker, the random, the timer, they have music, right? Today, and then the date, right? And then the antique pair share, they can also create, display a question to discuss so the students can do it right there. It gives you some teacher feedback. And then if you go to big ideas, I'm just getting new things in case you want to. They do a lot of social emotional and they provide with activities for you or videos to apply, right? Like the incredible power of JET. So they start an activity and the discussion guide, the very social emotional and videos and things like that. If that's something you have time for, or you would like to tell the counselor in your class, if I don't have any counselor here right now, this is something that you can work on, right? So it's a video, clip video, and a discussion guide. Any other questions? Anything else that you want me to show you? The the social emotional classes, it's gonna be under big ideas right here next to portfolios. So you have the random, the timer, portfolio, and big ideas right there. And then you just get started and it show you all the growth mindset or social emotional lessons, mini lessons they have. Yes, let me. Oh, I don't think I got it in the presentation. Valentin, do we have to survey for this presentation? Sorry. Thank you guys. Thank you. I hope you really like it. I wish all of you a great beginning of the school year. If you're from another district and you already started working, I wish you the best 25, 26 years. It's going to be wonderful. Keep that smile and just go through it. It will be great. I'm pretty sure. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me look for that survey link.
Great, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to be adding right now the information for the session evaluation. Again, uh, don't forget to check in with code TECH25 and then just let us know so we can provide feedback to Ada. She did amazing. I was listening to everything. Just let us know so we can tell her, hey, maybe we needed to add on this or just tell her how amazing she was because it's so nice to know and get that feedback as well. So thank you so much for attending. We will have our lunch and learn coming up soon. I believe is at 11:55. Let me just double check so I can tell you the exact. Once they get that figured out, then you can assign them a project, and then they need to find the video. Yes, our lunch and learn is at 12. 12 to 12:35. So you will have a few more minutes. Go ahead and go grab some lunch and start eating during the lunch and learn from the Merles. All right, see you later. Thank
And I
you,
will stay
Ada.
here
Great
if you
job.
want to do private questions because I know we still have a couple
Perfect.
minutes.
Yes.
So I will stay here for any individual private questions you have. Thank you, Valentin, for all your support. Thank
Anytime, my
you.
friend.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, guys. If you really want me to go over something, let me know, or you want to pick my brain, please feel free. I'm here to help. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. I hope he helps you. I hope you learn something new. Because I don't like when I go to professional developments and there's nothing new for me to use. So I hope there was something new from class that you didn't know and you're gonna try to use this year.